Derivative Jill.
There she is. There she is.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
But Jill, they for the third season they dropped that's the signpost up ahead.
They did they? Oh, but I
Yeah.
like the signpost up ahead.
Yeah.
Why would they drop that?
Yeah, they
fact,
have
I
that in the second year, then they dropped it in the third year for some reason, but I like it too. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone. They just cut it down to next stop, Twilight Zone. I'm like, huh?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I
And
guess
then, of
that
course,
saves time, but I preferred the first one where
oh
there's a
yeah,
fifth dimension beyond which
that is my favorite as
another time.
well. I love that.
The fifth dimension is the best one so far.
Yes. And of course,
Hello and welcome to Indefinite Luncheon Infinite Combinations number 168, where we are exploring all of the Twilight Zone. Today, we're taking a closer look at a game of pool and the mirror. So we're going to play a little pool, and we're going to depose leaders. They're both great bottle episodes, really, mostly. And
Yeah.
of note, we don't have any ladies in these episodes today.
Yeah, there's no Twilight Zone women.
Yeah,
It's just all dudes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's okay.
yeah, the game of pool, of course, basically a two-actor little play, but it's great. It's directed very well and acted very well. And of
Well,
course,
yes, it's very dangerous to have just two actors. They both have to be great.
Yeah, and it's written very well, of course. But we'll get into the original ending, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into
Mhm.
the original ending at the end because I want the
Yes.
Twilight Zone ending to play front and center first,
Yes.
and then we'll get all into the original because George Clayton Johnson really wanted something else than what we got.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But what I have to admit that just in general here, what Serling added took away from the episode, my humble opinion.
You think so? Yeah, he
Oh,
thought
yeah.
he was coming up with something really clever, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, I have an idea. Let's change it."
And of course, oh, yeah, that crazy stone racket.
That crazy stone racket, you showed up in the chat first. You're here, greetings. And he
Yeah.
said, "How about all those fake beards featured in the mirror?" Which we will get into when we get to the second
Yeah.
episode. And yeah. Oh, this is the piece of trivia that is not in my notes. So I will.
Yeah.
Can you read it for
Jonathan
us here?
Winters kept the photo of himself as James Howard Brown, which is featured in a game of pool, and eventually gave it to his son, who hung it on the wall next to his pool table. And I learned that bit of trivia from the commentary track on the Blu-ray for the game of pool episode by none other than Jonathan Winters himself.
Oh man, I need to start listening to those commentary tracks.
Yeah.
There's just so many places to get Twilight Zone information.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good extras for that one episode. There's a commentary track with Jonathan Winters, commentary track with Mark Zicree and George Clayton Johnson, and then there's a shorter commentary where Mark Zicree is interviewing Buzz Kulik, the director, and Buck Houghton, the producer.
Oh, that's cool. That's probably really good.
Yeah.
But I'm sure anything next to George Clayton Johnson being interviewed is gonna be short because that guy, he can talk.
Yeah, he, yeah,
and talk.
yes,
Also, hello to Gavin Blackburn.
yes. Hello, Gavin. Good to see you.
Yeah, right. Jack Klugman shows up 4 times in the Twilight Zone.
Yes,
This is the second.
and he is so superb in all 4 episodes. He's for me, he's Mr. Twilight Zone, a little more than Burgess Meredith, but both Burgess Meredith and Jack Klugman are, you know, definite supreme actors for the Twilight Zone for sure.
Yes. A game of pool means something different to Snorty, I bet.
Well, I think Snorty would say instead of pool, he would call it snooker.
EG says, I like seeing comedian John Winters doing a non-comedic role here. Yeah.
Yes, it's his first and only captured on film. Now, he in the commentary he mentions that he had bit parts in live studio dramas or television dramas like Playhouse 90. I'm not sure if he had any speaking parts, but he did mention that he had done dramatic presentations and the live television. But as far as film, this is his first and only dramatic appearance, and he's very, very, very good. Even though Zachary doesn't agree.
But he doesn't agree? Really?
Yeah, he kind of goes.
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
But,
it's
what?
just his comment is it's kind of like, well, what do you mean by that? Are you not satisfied? But I really liked it. But you go right ahead, Jill.
He really liked it too. I
Yes.
mean, yeah, he unlike a lot of actors who don't watch their own work, he watched himself, and he wrote a letter back saying he liked it.
Yes, he
And
did to Rod
FKHC
Serling.
2005 says he's off of work today. Yay!
Yay! So why isn't he on the panel? No, I'm off from work today as well.
Of course, we've already said hello to Snortapoopus, Hubert,
Snortapoopus, hello.
and PG. Hello, PG. He's got a lot of cool information. And let's see who else is here.
Your comment about my beard, I was very sad for a little bit there, but then you turned it around and made me happy all over again.
Yay! Well, I'm glad I fixed it. And thanks for renewing your membership, Snorty.
Oh, cool.
LFG. Hello, Scotty Heart 37.
Where's Scotty? How come he's not here on the panel?
He had an appointment. He had to go. Yeah.
So he's texting from the waiting room.
I don't know. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to see the episodes today, but I chose a game of pool.
Oh, good choice. Same here.
I want to see the Twilight Zone version of The Hustler.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big influence on George Clayton Johnson. He already had the story idea in mind, but then The Hustler came out, and of course he grabbed that novel and read it. But he did have the pool idea already in mind.
FKHC says the original ending was the polar bear breaks into the pool hall and eats both of them.
I don't think so.
Nom 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 nom. The signpost is always ahead. The Twilight Zone lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge.
The summit of his knowledge. Originally, the pit of man's fears and the sunlight of his knowledge. It was like, what?
Ooh.
Yeah, Scotty says Klugman rules. I agree. He's just he never gives a bad performance. He's very good, especially in the Twilight Zone. His early performances, really well done.
He says that Klugman had a dramatic role in The Shadow with Alec Baldwin, light drama.
Oh, well, that was many years later. That's interesting. Well, the trivia section at Internet Movie Database is wrong.
Oh yeah, you do have to. It is the
Yeah.
oldest website on the internet, but you still have to be careful with the information you
Yeah.
read there.
Yeah, I saw The Shadow once. I don't recall Jonathan Winters being in that. That's interesting.
Hello to John the Beagle Dad. Good to see you this morning.
He
Wasn't a game
likes
of
he
pool
likes
re-
beagles. Hmm.
wasn't a game of pool remade in the 80s Twilight Zone?
Yes,
Yes, and
yes,
George
you are.
Clayton Johnson was
Mhm.
still not happy.
Right,
But
because he didn't like the casting, and it just wasn't done right. And he did his own version, didn't he, Jill?
yeah, that's right. He did a third one. He did it. He shot and directed the third one, and so now I want to go see that to see how
Yeah,
it was
he shot it
finished.
on video, and he did it at USC, or no, Cal Arts, somewhere in Cal Arts, with some students, I think he said, if I remember right.
Oh,
And they did some interesting. Oh, we're on top, Jill.
yeah, we're on top. The, I don't know. Are you okay with that?
Oh yeah,
All right.
that's fine. As long as you're okay, I'm okay.
I promise we're not going to fall. Porthos. You know what? I don't have a Porthos video. I need a Porthos video. Okay, wait. Let me write this down. Porthos is important. Porthos. I don't know which Porthos video I'd get, but I'll get one. Okay. And Hail Porthos, rest in peace, Rue. And so let's get started with this episode. A Game of Pool first aired on October 13th, 1961. The story by credit goes to Rod Serling, but the teleplay was written by George Clayton Johnson, and it was directed by Buzz Kulik. And
Yes.
so, and for our first Star Trek reference of today, A Game of Pool was referenced in the Star Trek Enterprise episode Carbon Creek.
Oh, how
And
was it
it's
referenced, Jill? I haven't seen that episode of Enterprise.
well,
I
it's
haven't seen hardly any past the first season.
well, it's a really fun episode where
Hmm.
Vulcans are on Earth and they invent Velcro. and, and so yeah, they
Interesting.
yeah, right. And so I don't know, I guess it's on TV. It's been a while since I've seen it too. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so the Star Trek transcript is giving me a reference here. Tucker's talking to Paul and says two Vulcans stroll into a bar, hustle a few games of pool, and walk out with an armload of dinners. It sounds like an old episode of The Twilight Zone. So I guess that's the reference.
Oh, okay.
And there you are. And so, of course, our cast. Let's get into the episode and see what's happening, because we're gonna meet Jesse Cardiff, and he's, of course, as we've mentioned already, played by Jack Klugman, which is why we've been mentioning him a bunch. And he's been in lots of other things besides 3 other episodes of The Twilight Zone, including Around the World in 80 Days and 12 Angry Men. And the Twilight Zone we've seen already was when he played Joey Crown from A Passage for Trumpet.
Yes,
Where he played
with the angel Gabriel.
yeah,
Yes.
where he was a lost alcoholic trumpet player.
Yeah, it was kind of a, you know, It's a Wonderful Life version, Twilight Zone version of It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. Every good sci-fi should have a Wonderful Life episode, I think.
Gabriel is the archangel that is bringing in scripture, is always bringing messianic announcements. Seems to be his prime role.
Mhm.
But yeah, I really like, that's one of my favorite episodes, Passage for Trumpet. And I like how John Anderson as Gabriel, he has that. He's shot with that light above his head, like he has a halo.
Yeah, that was a good touch.
When
It was a good touch.
when he says when he tells the Jack Klugman character, he actually reveals his name. I like that touch.
Hmm. Well, let's see what Jack Klugman does in this episode as
Yes.
Jesse Cardiff. He begins ranting that no matter how great he is, he always has to hear Fats Brown's name. He can even, everyone just says that he's better. But he can't challenge Fats Brown because he's dead. And the whole time, I'm wondering who Jesse is ranting to because he's just talking. He seems to just be ranting into the ether to nobody in particular because no one's there. But I guess I'm wrong to believe he was unheard because then we cut to what they call in the production pool hall limbo. So it's not
Yeah,
exactly heaven; it's the kind of limbo.
yeah. That's a Serling invention. That's not from George Clayton Johnson.
Right. Oh, and
Yeah.
there's that picture that you were talking about that
Yes.
the sun hung in his bowl. Very nice. Good picture too.
Yes, and of course, he's Fats Brown, not to be confused with the Hustlers' Minnesota Fats, in the film, played by Jackie Gleason.
Okay, I'll try not to confuse them. I want that hat,
Yes,
says Scotty. Scotty wants that
it's
hat.
a nice hat. And then
So these
notice.
are the only two sets
ahead.
we needed. Was the bull hall limbo and the bull hall itself. What are we noticing?
Oh, all the balls are black, solid black for some reason. So it seems like Mr. Brown here is in a kind of limbo purgatory because he's always being challenged, apparently. And I don't know. I don't know what Serling was going for with this, but it's like it's kind of like he just kind of, he stops playing his game there, and then he just kind of walks out with his pool cue case in hand, but he doesn't have a very happy expression on his face. It's like, oh, here we go again, kind of.
And another day at the job.
And it's kind of like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? But well,
it is really strange.
it is. It's odd, but it doesn't take away from what follows, though. It's
yeah.
rather
It's
rather well done with those two actors going at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just how's that for lighting? That's great.
Yeah, that's nice and creepy. He was Jonathan Winters, and as you guys have been saying, he's a comedic actor, and he was in It's a Mad World. That's a lot of mads.
Yeah, 4 mads. It's a mad world.
And he was also
he played Lenny Pike, which is my favorite character in that movie. But of course, it's Jonathan Winters. And of course, everyone, his famous line, "It's a W, it's a W." But you have to see the movie to get it.
He was also a voice actor in many 90s cartoons that I watched without even knowing it, like the Animaniacs and Garfield and Friends. He also played Superman in the Tiny Toons adventure movie that I reviewed recently.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he showed up in a little gag where Superman saves him.
Interesting.
Another
Go ahead.
His last role was as Papa Smurf.
Yeah, and Smurfs too. I saw that in his credits there when I was looking at what they listed as his early credits. Of course, they don't have any of his appearances in the live television dramas, so he must have had really bit parts, but they don't list anything except for Shirley Temple's storybook and a couple other things before his appearance here on the Twilight Zone.
See, yeah, and he was on Mork and Mindy.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that was due to Robin Williams. Robin Williams always looked up to Jonathan Winters is a mentor, and of course Jonathan Winters is a great comedic actor, but he's probably one of the best improvisational comedians. And he would have specials on TV, and when I was a kid, it was always a delight to see him pop up on variety shows and specials, because they just have a room full of props, and he would go through and use the props and just do this whole routine of improvisations after improvisations just with these various props.
Well, that's amazing, because he had to be somebody special, because he just asked Sterling, "Hey, can I be on the Twilight Zone?" And Sterling was
Yeah,
like,
he
"Okay,
was
we'll make it happen."
he was a fan of the show, and he says in the commentary, he says he regrets, he did the commentary in 2005, and he regrets that there's nothing like it, nothing as well written on television of the day and the years prior. Really nothing to compare it to. But he said he was, always a fan of the show. And so he made a point. It was appointment television for him to watch that show. So that was really cool to hear that.
Yeah. And could you please read the opening narration?
Certainly. Jesse Cardiff, pool shark, the best on Randolph Street, who will soon learn that trying to be the best at anything carries its own special risks in or out of the Twilight Zone.
Yes. So we get right into it here. James Howard Brown. So James Howard is Fat's real name. Fat's is, of course, his nickname that all his friends called him. And so I love that we start off with a little Day of the Dead philosophy. Dios de los Muertos, especially since we're coming up on that holiday right next to Halloween, is about paying respect to your dead loved ones, but also the philosophy of the rules are that you have your first death when you die, the second when you're buried, but the third death only happens when people forget about you. And so, as Fat says, as long as people talk about you, you're not dead. You're not really dead. As long as they speak your name, you continue. A legend doesn't die just because a man does. And so Fat says he's got some skill, but when the pressure's on, he'll fold. The dialogue is really fun in this episode. And
Yes.
Jesse counters that he's only revered through reputation, and he's ready to burst his bubble with his, with his pulse cue.
Yeah, that guy's got a raging ego.
He does.
A fathead ego. But he's
Right.
hungry. He's hungry to prove
He thinks,
himself.
he thinks Fats is overrated, basically.
Yeah.
And Jesse agrees to play Fats, of course, but Fats will only play with some stakes. And obviously doesn't want money, because you can't do anything with money in the
That's
afterlife.
right.
And so they bet on Jesse's life. That's a extreme bet. I mean, I don't know what Fats gains out of that death, but it's rather extreme. But I guess you gotta bet something to make the game more fun.
Yeah, we learn in the alternate ending. We learn his reasoning for that.
Yes, and
But,
I can't wait to read it. I actually haven't read it. It's in the Mark Scott decree, the whole end, and I'm gonna read it at the end.
Oh, can't I read it too?
Okay. I'll figure out a way for both of us to read. Do you have the book?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you have your book, and you could be Fats.
Okay, I'll be Fats. Thank you.
But that'll be it.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
that we will be able to do that, because but with that high stakes bet, Jesse goes along with it. And twice, Fats Brown gives him a chance to get out of it, which I thought was interesting.
He gives him a way out.
Yeah.
especially right at the end, right before he
Yeah.
starts the game. He says, you can still back out, and that was it.
Yep.
And there are rules behind it that we don't really understand, but he tells them. He says, "Oh well, I have to say that. I have to say these certain things."
Yes. It's like the
Eh,
rule maker, the big guy up above.
Yes, and Jesse knows this is insane, but he agrees to it anyway because he wants to be the best. Because he sacrificed relationships with women and time at the movie theater, and he doesn't even get out. All he does is play pool, and he even made a deal with the owner to practice pool after the hall
After
closed.
hours, yeah. So that quick bit of dialogue explains, like, what's he doing in there when it's closed?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's got permission from the owner, so there you go.
Somehow, I guess. Well, yeah, then he must be pretty special.
Well,
That the only thing I don't like about this episode that is because I know it's a different time. This is of its age, but there's a $600 pool cue made of ivory, which makes me really sad. Nobody should be messing around with elephants to get pool cues. But I guess people used to do that.
yep.
But anyway, let's see. What does Kulik say? Kulik says some stuff about Winters. He was very anxious to do this well. And yet he was kind of embarrassed because he felt, my God, here are all these professional people, this crew and cast, and here I am. And not only did he have to work dialogue, but he had to play pool. I'm reading from Mark Scott Zickery's book.
Right.
And so whenever he'd blow a line or make a mistake, in order to cover his embarrassment, he would go on for like 10, 15 minutes in character, doing some of the wildest, funniest, most marvelous things you'd ever seen. I wish they would have left some
Yeah,
of that in it if he was a
I would
character.
love to see the outtakes or what they would have still had on film, but I'm not sure if they just stopped the cameras and he just kept going until they got everything set up again. But yeah, he was very nervous. But both Buzz Kulik, the director, and Jack Klugman, his fellow actor, helped him out tremendously. And that's one thing that Kulik mentions in commentary, that Klugman was always very generous with his fellow actors, and of course Kulik and probably the whole crew as well as Klugman were big fans of Jonathan Winters already. So, but yeah, they all helped him with his performance.
Yeah, that's
But
really good. I'm
yeah,
glad to hear that.
I'm so glad he did this episode, and it's a favorite of not only myself, but also my younger brother. We both really like watching this episode together.
Mm. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. And it's exciting without having, any typical action.
Yeah, typical Michael Bay kind of stuff.
Yeah, no explosions needed for
No car
tension.
chases, that kind of thing. But it's very well directed.
Yeah, all you need is a 14.1 rack, one game, 300 points. 300 points. If
Yeah,
we
it's like,
actually got to see all 300 points, this episode would
yeah,
be
I'm
really
like,
long.
I never played that particular game when I played pool with just your typical 8 ball. But yeah, I had a couple friends in junior high and high school. Their folks had a pool table, and so I'd whenever I'd be over there, we'd be playing a game. I wasn't that good, but it was a lot of fun. We just didn't we didn't have high stakes at all. But anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you don't need. Well, okay, I'm pretty sure you never bet your life on a pool game.
No,
So
we didn't. I don't know if we ever really had a bet like the loser pays for pizza or something like that. It may have been something like that, but or pays for pop, you know.
Yeah, something you were going to do anyway.
Yeah, something exactly.
Gavin Blackburn says it could have been ethically sourced ivory. Okay, I'll choose to believe that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that always made the reel at the Christmas party.
Could be.
Oh, and Winters was amazing on the Tonight Show. Had Johnny cracking up every time.
Yeah, he had everybody cracking. It was like Tim Conway. You know, you get either one of those guys on a talk show, and everybody is on the floor laughing because they were just, you know, crazy. So before Robin Williams was doing that, we had Jonathan Winters and Tim Conway.
So the first thing we learn here about pool is that you don't want to be the one to have to break, because then the other person gets the advantage.
Oh yeah,
unless you're an expert like Fats, who can just break off 2 balls, and so he doesn't get that disadvantage. Hey, hello to Timmy.
Timmy, nice, some Twilight Zone. You betcha.
I remember that Jack Klugman was gambling his very own soul.
Well, not his soul, his life.
Well, his soul is attached, so.
Well, yeah, but it's not kind of like, you know, like Winters, or the power behind Winters is not Satan. We don't really
That's
know.
true.
We don't really know, but
I liked it because it seemed like he's malicious here, and that's why the original ending should have stayed.
Yes, I totally agree. It could have been even better, an even better episode. But
So
Serling got cute.
He does get cute sometimes. I like him getting cute, but he doesn't need to get in the way of the authors that he wants help from to make the show, because he's carrying such a heavy load that he should let his authors, he should trust them with their stories.
I totally agree. And unfortunately, George Clayton Johnson was away on the production of The Intruder, and so it was, he was at a disadvantage, and Kulik was like, well, if you want to change things, you get over here, get back to the studio.
Oh.
And it was like, well, that wasn't so easy for him. I mean, he tried, but I just think, he had to, the go-between was the director and Buck Houghton. I should say Buck Houghton. Excuse me, it wasn't Kulik. It was Buck Houghton.
Oh, the producer.
The producer. And so he was the middleman. It's like George Clayton Johnson should have been on the phone with Serling demanding that he do not change. I mean, that's what I would have done, but I don't know.
I still like the episode though.
Oh yeah. It's still one of my favorites.
So actually Fats misses his first shot. In his second. Yeah, he misses. And then Jesse sinks a couple of shots, but then Fats isn't impressed. And then that gets Jesse into a rant that makes him scratch the 2 ball. So he's easily ruffled. And so winning is a little bit too much for him. Like he's a little bit too obsessed with the winning. And Fats then, it sounds like a pool professor talking about how pool is geometry in its most challenging form, a science of precise angles and forces.
Indeed.
And it's true. Just ask Scotty that one time that he saw geometry. And Fats makes the 14 ball, but misses the 13. And on one of those he's using one of those pull cue thing rests.
Yeah, a bridge.
A bridge. That's what they're called. I couldn't remember what they were called. Thank you.
Yeah, I've used that a few times in my career. No.
Your career, yeah.
Yeah.
Your
No,
career.
back in my youth, got to use the bridge a few times. Never made the, what do they call it, the $50 shot where you actually tear the felt. It's like, or whatever they call that. Never
Oh,
did
that's
anything
not
like
fun.
that.
Yeah, me
Uh,
neither. That's well, good. You never owed anybody lots of money.
no, and I did actually, the cue ball did fly off the table one time, but my friend Mike caught it immediately. So
The cue ball flies off the table. Is that a scratch? I haven't played in a while.
oh yeah, that's the other kind of scratch you can do, and I know I did that at least once, uh, but most of the time it was flubbing shots, like Fats Brown here.
Right. So there's a lot of balls going into holes or not going into holes. So we have 300 points to get through. So at a certain point, you lose track of who's doing what. And so
Yeah,
we're just watching the game. And of course, we're saved time
yeah,
because we only have 20 minutes to get through this
yeah.
thing.
Jesse gets a run there, but then Fats Brown starts going, and Jesse looks dejected, and I was like, oh, so all that flubbing earlier was just to give him a false sense of security, huh?
Yeah, right. That's what I was wondering about that, is that
Yeah,
he was just hustling him.
yeah. You have thoughts like that, but it's kind of like, well,
Yeah, because he catches up really quick. Because at first,
yeah,
Jesse starts out strong with 59 points to Fat's 7, and then Fats, of course, just starts sinking him. 5
hmm,
balls in a row in one turn, and Jesse cannot stand to watch it.
yeah,
And so apparently, there was supposed to be a girl. Like we mentioned, there was no ladies in this episode. They actually hired a lady to be in this episode, but then she was supposed to be tall and beautiful, but then they cut
yeah.
it. Mm.
A tall, beautiful blonde for the limbo sequence, and thank God they didn't go through with that. It was kind of like, oh, wait a minute, what kind of limbo place is this?
I don't know. One with a
It's like
lady. What's the
it's
problem with
like
that?
it's like limbo ain't supposed to be sexy.
I don't see why not. It didn't. PG says, well, you have to wait. This is like the old Western trope where all the young kid gunfighters want to challenge the legendary gun hand. Yeah.
Yep, and the
Yeah.
best film with that trope is The Gunfighter with Gregory Peck. Highly recommend that Western.
Oh gosh. It's hard to match my notes with the episode because I don't because it's just then they play more pool. Oh, and then they finally get up to Jesse gets 299 points. He just needs one more ball.
One more.
And Fats has 296, so he needs 4. And Jesse misses his shot. And this is when Fats tries to tell Jesse there's more to life than pool and that he did live. He traveled and he made love and he swam in the ocean while Jesse's trying to make the shot. Fats keeps talking, and then when he stops talking, he makes a noise, and Jesse
Yeah,
blames miss on Fats.
yeah. He drops his pool cue on purpose after doing a few other things where he's interrupting. And I
Yeah,
thought
we
that
have
was like, I thought that it's like, wait a minute, that's what we used to do as kids. What's going on here?
we haven't spoken a lot of the dialogue, so here's a bit of Fats here. He says, "Can you read this from Fats?"
Oh,
Fred?
certainly. Oh, come on, a little gamemanship, a little fun, and you come apart. kid stuff to make you break your concentration and you get wild. Perfectly said.
That's true. Like you could be the best game, you could be the best player ever, but if you can't do it with an audience or with somebody jeering at you, then
Yeah,
you're not as good.
you're not as good. You're not a champ.
It's the same thing when that guy in that video game movie where he was playing Donkey Kong. You have to be able to keep going even when you got a crowd of people excited behind you. And I jumped at doing anything that Rod wrote. Jack Klugman explained in a letter. When my agent told me they wanted me for Twilight Zone, I didn't have to look at the script. I said yes. A
Oh yeah.
game of pool is probably my favorite because I was already a pool shooter. And John and I got along so beautiful. And in between takes, he would tell jokes, and I would be cracking up on set.
Yeah, it's just a lot of actors felt that way. I know. Once they heard Serling, they knew from his live dramas that he had done, like Requiem for a Heavyweight and Patterns. The actors just jumped at the chance because they loved Serling's dialogue. They just loved saying those lines. And Cliff Robertson is another actor that comes to mind that specifically said that he enjoyed doing anything that Serling wrote.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bats misses the ball. Well, he gets 3 of them in. But then his next one, he misses his winning ball, and it's perfectly set up for Jesse to easily win. And Jesse wonders why he had to risk his life. And Pat, like, this is all we get for an explanation for this is I take them as I find them. To you, pool is not a nice, friendly game. It's a win at any price affair. I acted accordingly. And then he says, before you shoot, think of this. Shoot that ball and you may win more than you bargained for. And he
Yeah.
talks about how champions have a purpose to inspire others for success. And Jesse sinks the ball and wins, so he won his life to continue. He won the ability to keep living, and that he'll discover what he won that he didn't bargain for later. And then we cut to later when Jesse dies, and we see now he's the one who is summoned into pool halls to play others to try to beat his legendary win.
Yeah. We don't know how many years, what the interval was, but he appears exactly as we saw him in the episode proper when he's in that
Since
limbo
they
sequence.
didn't
I'm like,
that's
so he I guess in limbo you appear as you did in your prime.
okay, I was wondering if he just died tragically a month after this event or something.
Oh,
But
let's
no,
let's
okay.
hope. Apparently, he did rise to be a champion like Fats Brown. At least that's how I interpret it. And
Oh,
so it's
okay.
an
So
X number of years later when he passes on. He passed on still being the champ, just like
you're
Fats.
saying that he probably did live to 90 or 80, but we see him as we saw him at the beginning because
Yeah, it's like Fats. I mean, he still appears to be a guy in his 30s, and it's like, well, they didn't say anything about him dying young, but
true.
so I guess when you're in limbo, you appear as you did in your prime. So I don't know what the
Well,
rules are,
that's
Jill. I'm
nice.
just winging it here.
Mhm. Well, I guess yeah, if you're going to the afterlife, you don't want to be you want to look good. Okay, so the closing narration says, Mr. Jesse Cardiff, who became a legend by beating one, but who was found out after his funeral that being the best of anything carries with it a special obligation to keep on proving it. Mr. Fats Brown, on the other hand, having relinquished the champion's mantle, has gone fishing. These
Gone
are the
fishing.
ground these are the ground rules in the
Yeah.
Twilight Zone. Yes, he's gone fishing.
He's
Aw,
gone fishing.
he's
So
not
it's
even
like,
practicing. You got to keep your skills up, Mr.
yeah,
Hudson.
he doesn't look too happy there. So it's like retribution. It's like, what kind of an ending is that? But
Yeah, no, I mean, he's being punished for being
yeah,
dedicated
it's just,
dedicated to a
this is
craft.
all Serling stuff that was added. The limbo, the opening in the limbo, and the closing ending where Jesse wins. And that's not how it was originally written by George Clayton Johnson.
Oh, right. And we're going to get into that ending in just a second here, but I have to answer a question. What video game movie are you talking about? Asks Wallace Wing.
Oh,
And I'm talking about The King of Kong, a fistful of quarters. Oh, I didn't realize it had I didn't realize it had a subtitle.
never heard of that
2007
film.
Yeah, it's a documentary about people
Oh,
competing to be the best at Donkey
the
Kong.
King of Kong, a fistful of quarters.
No, it's a really great documentary, and
Okay, a
then
documentary.
it's
Interesting. I'll
yeah,
have to look that one up.
yeah, about people obsessed with arcade games.
Yeah.
Hey, the real Minnesota Fats was great, but he lost to Willie Moscone on TV at the time.
Moscone on TV all the time. Interesting. Yeah. Have you seen The Hustler, Jill, with Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason and
No, I haven't.
Piper Laurie and George C. Scott? Yeah. Yeah,
No, I haven't.
Gleason is excellent. Yet another comedic actor doing a dramatic role.
Nice.
Hmm.
But Booger is here, stopping by to give a quick like. We'll be in and out of chat.
Booger!
There you go.
Booger! Booger 414.
There's an element of sin of pride involved in what's going on in this story.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I
Agreed.
could see that. Yes.
Agreed. Yeah. Maybe Serling was thinking along those lines, I bet.
Yes, that's reasonable. But Buck Houghton says, this is from the companion. We had a heck of a time with the ending on that. I don't know that it was ever satisfactory. It seemed to me we reshot it about 3 different times. We could never wrap it up to our satisfaction. And of course, George prefers his ending, and it's here and it's his entirety. So I'm going to read the narration, and you be Fats and I'll be Jesse.
Okay.
So with a final look at Fats, he bends to the table. He carefully sights. It is absolutely silent as he takes 2 tentative passes at the cue ball and shoots. The cue ball hits the 15 ball. It rolls toward the pocket, hooks the corner, and bounds back. He had missed. Bat steps into foreground. Bends sights, shoots, and sinks the ball. He turns slowly to face Jesse. Jesse stands frozen. He is struck dumb with terror. It is time to pay off the bet. Jesse starts in hysterics. What are you waiting for? Get it over with. Bats continues to look at him without moving. You said life or death.
Do you really expect... Oh, sorry. You're reading all the directions?
Yes, close shots, shot pads.
Do you really expect me to kill you?
Close shot Jesse. Confused, he had expected sudden, horrible death. Not this. You said if I'd won, I'd live. If I lost, I'd die.
Close shot of Fats. And you will, as all second raters die. You'll be buried and forgotten without me touching you. If you'd beaten me, you would have lived forever.
Close shot of Jesse, reacting, at first with sudden relief, as he realizes that Fats has no intention of taking his life, and then with anger, because he had been tricked. You tricked me. Close shot of Fats.
You had to prove yourself under pressure. Any man can be a marksman if the target doesn't shoot back.
Two shot. Jesse looks at him in bewilderment as Fats packs his cube back into its case. Fats turns and walks into the shadows at the rear of the pool room. He turns, nods, and vanishes. Jesse shakes himself, blinks. With a cry, he runs to the spot where Fats disappeared. Wait! He looks wildly around. Close shot to Jesse. Wait! It isn't over. Do you hear? I haven't given up. I'll practice, day and night, if necessary. I'm still alive. I can get better. I will get better. He cocks his head, listening, silence, and then slowly he turns at another angle as he walks back to the pool table and picks up his stick and begins to practice combination shots. You'll hear from me again, Fats Brown. Sterling's voice. Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime and, departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time, on the earth as we know it, and in the Twilight Zone. Fade to black here. And so that's the original ending.
Yeah. The original George Clayton Johnson ending, and I do believe he provided the closing narration for Serling, but I'm guessing that's accurate.
Yeah, that's what Mark Scott gave us, so I believe that that's it.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about Buck Houghton. We never could really satisfactorily get an ending. I think we shot that 2 or 3 times. I don't think that's right at all. I'm like, I don't see that. I see Serling with his ending, and maybe there was some discussion, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything about another ending or two existing, at one time on film, but I don't know. That's just my gut feeling. I may be wrong, but that's just my gut feeling.
Okay. And yeah, I know that all we know is that Rod added his limbo and changed up the end for Jesse to win.
And it doesn't really specify, but I'm guessing it probably was a Serling invention as well, of having a tall, beautiful blonde and there with Fats and limbo.
Yeah, maybe.
Now I think if I recall correctly, in the Zachary book, Twilight Zone Companion, I think they had an idea of having a number of beautiful women there in the pool room, the limbo pool room. But I think they just said, well, let's just have one. And then that was dropped. Thank God that idea was dropped, because that's extremely silly, in my humble
Well,
opinion.
especially if it's supposed to be seen as not the best place to be.
Right. Yeah, and it's probably they probably came to their senses, and for all we know, Buck Houghton, but Rod, this doesn't really jive. He's kind of Jesse's kind of punished at the end, so this can't be a happy place. This limbo. Oh, you're right, Buck. Okay, I'll rewrite it. I don't know. In my mind's eye, that's probably how it went down, but don't quote me.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is, the game of pool.
Excellent episode.
Twilight Zone always proving that you don't need a huge cast to make a good story.
Oh yeah, definitely. And It is shown in the Twilight Zone marathons. It is shown on most of the marathons. And Jonathan Winters mentions, he says around the holidays, this is a favorite of the fans, and he was pleased to make note of that. So he got to see it. Probably got to watch it with his grandkids, for all I know. But he seemed to be pleased overall with how it turned out. So, and I heartily agree. It turned out rather well, despite the different ending. And here we go, Jill. I see a Peter Falk with fake whiskers.
You do, and this one probably isn't a favorite during the holidays because who wants
No, it's like who wants to watch
despotic
this one?
dictator?
Yeah, yeah. This is the Mirror, or Rod Serling really hates dictators. Dictators bad. Democracy.
Dictators are bad,
Dictators bad. Democracy good.
especially
Yeah.
communism bad.
Yeah, exactly. And Serling subtlety is just as subtle as those fake whiskers. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, it is the shot for shot remake of history. Well, it's not exactly.
Well,
and it's probably not accurate or anything, but
they do mention Castro as if this is a totally different dictator, but it's too much in line with Castro. Yeah, but it's not Castro, not really. Yeah, Pete.
No, really.
Pete G gets it totally. Yeah, yeah. It's it's basically it's just dictatorships. Rod Serling, naturally. Who wants a dictatorship with freedoms taken away, people subjugated, and all that, and all pool tables need a Yvonne Craig or a Don Wells. I'm going to have to agree with that, Scotty, but not in Twilight Zone though, but maybe
out in the limbo. Yeah.
Maybe in an alternate or different adaptation or another pool hall story, we could have Don Wells and Yvonne Craig.
Whoa, yeah, why not both? So the
why not both? And why not
Mm.
Barbara Eden while we're at it? No.
Well, there we go. Well, yeah, in fantasy fan casting, we can do what we want.
Yeah, Elizabeth Montgomery, Barbara Eden, Don Wells, and Yvonne Craig. Let's go back to the 60s and in a time machine and do it.
So The Mirror first aired on October 20th, 1961. It was written by Rod Serling and directed by Don Medford. And yes, we start with the crowd chanting "Viva Clemente" over and over again. Clemente just won the revolution, and he's celebrating with his closest men.
All with fake beards, except one actor has a real mustache.
One's
I don't recall the actor's name, but he.
Well, we'll get there because I would have everybody.
Yeah, he usually is featured in the things I've seen him in with a mustache. So that's his real mustache, and I think he just has like a 3-day growth of beard. I only saw this once, so I saw it last night, but I don't. I'm trying to remember. Everybody else has fake whiskers, which is quite laughable.
Scotty's pointing out his favorite fictional dictators. Khan should rule the earth. He was the greatest of the tyrants.
Scotty, that is most illogical. Oh, now I'm doing Spock. Yeah. Gentlemen. Yeah. Well, we can both admire and dislike at the same time, Mr. Spock. Most illogical.
Greek letters Larson. He's a fan of Castro, it seems here.
Castro was a liberator, not a dictator. He was also a murderer. Yeah. Anyway.
And Che and Evita was not Che Guevara. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yes, that's right. And Anakin Skywalker has entered the chat. Okay. Oh, Julie Newmar for the pool table. for sure. Liz
Ooh,
Montgomery
yeah,
and
Julie
Margaret.
Newmar and Anne
Oh,
Margaret.
cool.
Oh, wow. What a bevy of beautiful women. Natalie Wood, oh my. All stunning women. Oh, Elizabeth
Oh,
Montgomery was in the first episode of the second season of The Untouchables, Wallace Lang informs us.
Peter Falk is the greatest one-eyed dictator since Odin.
I don't know. I think
Hmm.
he's the greatest one-eyed detective. No.
So the irony is that Clemente means merciful, and so
Oh dear.
let's-
We were just talking about irony.
yeah, and
Serling,
so
more Serling subtlety at its finest. Oh, sorry.
and yeah, so this is of course Peter Falk. So I suppose everybody wants to mention Columbo a little bit here and all the
Oh yeah.
Emmys and other awards he won from it.
Yes.
And
He's
one of
the
his, yeah,
most iconic character, definitely.
well, yeah, he definitely is. And a lot of people borrow from it,
Yes. Have you
including.
are you a fan of Columbo, Jill?
I haven't yet seen it, but I do know that Odo from Deep Space Nine references him one time when he says one more thing and
Yes.
another thing, and
Just one
and
more
he.
thing. Well, Jill, I'll have to invite you to my StreamYard studio so I can show you a few Columbos sometime.
Yeah, sometime whenever I get any a chance to
Well,
have some free
definitely I will
time.
have to show maybe as a double feature because they're both 90 minutes. Not, or
I feel like we were supposed to watch something else. I
yeah,
don't know what else.
75-minute, the shorter Columbo episodes. There's two of them, one with Leonard Nimoy and one with William Shatner.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Let's start with that.
Yeah. Now, we don't want to mention Mrs. Columbo, the Kate Mulgrew, because that's an abomination. All true
But was it
Columbo,
not good?
all true Columbo fans disavow that terrible series. It was an awful idea, just awful. But
I didn't know. I never saw it.
yeah,
I saw the
Columbo.
description of it, and I was like, "Is this Gilmore Girls?" But she's a
Yeah,
detective.
yeah. It's never watched it. Never watched it. I just, rejected the whole premise, and then the reviews that I read and audience reaction, and then over the years with fellow Columbo fans online, the people had actually watched it. I didn't miss anything according to them, but Columbo always mentions his wife, but his wife is never shown. And even in the episode from the revival series on ABC, which supposedly has a picture of his wife in a frame, Columbo at the end of the episode is thanking Mrs. Columbo's sister for borrowing her picture. So we still don't know what
Interesting.
she looks like. But in my mind's
That's a tease.
in my mind's eye, she's gorgeous, and she puts up with Columbo's somewhat sloppy appearance.
Are you just saying Kate Mulgrew as Mrs. Columbo is not canon to you?
Is not canon. Yes, I reject it
Okay,
outright.
fair,
Yeah.
fine, fair enough. One of
And
Peter Fox Otter. Oh, do you have more to say about
oh no,
Columbo?
you go
You
right
can say
ahead,
more.
Jill.
Do you have one more thing?
Yeah, just one more thing, Jill. Go right ahead.
So Peter Fox says one of his okay, so one of Peter Fox Otter roles, however, was in Shark Tale, that Will Smith animated movie with fish in it. And I only mentioned that one because that is the first movie I saw with my boyfriend, now husband.
Oh,
We went to Chili's and then a dollar theater.
to see Shark Tale.
Yeah, yeah, we saw Shark Tale. I don't know why we saw Shark Tale.
Yeah, why did you see Shark Tale?
I don't
Anyway.
know. We were 19. We were like still kids.
Oh, okay. No problem.
So of course, he was in lots of other stuff and
Yes.
things.
Have you seen
Off,
Wings of Desire?
No, I haven't seen Wings of Desire.
Yeah, it's directed by Wim Wenders, German director. Yeah,
1987.
yeah, Peter Falk appears in there. He's really, really good. It's kind of a cameo, but he's an important character.
He also stars alongside Jonathan Winters from the last episode in that it's a mad
Yes. Now, the
world.
thing is, I have a big beef with him appearing in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, because Peter Falk's character, he's a taxi driver, and when we first see him, he's on the phone. He's being very insulting, or he's talking about insulting a customer, I think, if I remember right, or something. And that's the perfect role for Don Rickles. And why wasn't Don Rickles in that movie? He was a top comedian of the day. He had appeared in dramatic roles, in other movies, and it's like I remember he was on later with Bob Costas, being interviewed, and Don, he said, "Yeah, I'd see Stanley Kramer, the producer and director of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World," and he would go, "What did I do? Why wasn't I in your movie?" And it's like, what? Why wasn't he? He's like, it's a conspicuous absence. And oh yeah, Pete G, we're on the same wavelength.
He says Rickles
Yeah,
never did enough movies. Should have been in more.
yeah, he was good. He's yeah, and these I'm thinking specifically of X, the man with the X-ray eyes. He's a carnival barker, and he's just a slime ball. But he's really good in that. um, and then he was in I think he's in Run Silent, Run Deep with Clark Gable and Burt Lancaster, the submarine movie. He has a supporting role, and of course, him being the comedian, he just gave Clark Gable a lot of static. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to Peter Falk and his such realistically bearded friends.
Yeah, right, exactly. Peter Fox. Okay, so obviously he's Arthur Batnide says Peter Falk's character was based loosely on Fidel Castro. And he says this for Starlog magazine. It was the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis. At one point, we all had to leave the studio dressed in our Latin American outfits. Since there was a lot of anti-Castro bias at the time, we felt insecure walking around the streets in these uniforms. It was definitely not the time to be running around looking like one of Castro's men. I thought somebody might run us down.
Yeah, I cry foul. That is totally inaccurate. That actor is totally wrong, because the Cuban Missile Crisis was in October of 1962,
Oh,
and The Mirror was rehearsed and filmed in August of 1961.
so then he
So,
should have said the Bay of Pigs.
so the Bay of Pigs was in April of 61, and there was a lot of. He's correct though. The anti-Castro sentiment, definitely at the time of the production, but it was not the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was over a year later.
This entire episode is the anti-Castro sentiment, and I'm with it. So
You are
this
correct.
was Buckhoughton says this was our impression of Castro at the time. He was a very flamboyant Latin, which Peter isn't. It all goes back to those Banana Republic strong arm men. So, and then we get some commentary from Mark Scott that says that it did Castro a disservice because it reinforces the prejudice of the audience.
Yeah, that sounds like a bunch of commie gobbledygook. coming from Mark Cree and Buck Houghton. It's like, what? Anyway,
Well, Greek Letters probably agrees with Mark here. so, yeah, but he is obviously modeled after Castro.
but the thing is, Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, was working on normalizing relations again with Cuba and had some secret negotiations getting lined up before he was assassinated. And Castro was being interviewed by a French journalist when they got the news that JFK had been assassinated, and Castro was upset and angry about it because he knew that everything that had been worked on up to that point with the Kennedy administration was going to be jettisoned completely when Lyndon Johnson got into office. And so that little bit of behind the scenes there.
That's
yeah, it was most unfortunate. And here, the guy with the spectacles has the worst beard. It looks like the beard I had in grade school when I played the king, and we did a production of Rumpelstiltskin. And I had this little felt beard that my mom made, and it looked just as realistic as that guy's beard.
But we have that thing where the followers are laughing even just because their leader is laughing, even though they have no idea why he's laughing.
Yeah.
And he's just laughing because he's full of emotion and he's musing about what he wondered what his reaction would be previously. And he's saying he's not sure if it's the wine that gets him drunk or the mob chanting his name. He toasts his friends, and I had put their pictures in these notes thinking I would need to know them well. Well, I was pretty wrong about that, but we'll go through each person here because we've got something on everybody. And so this is Cristo, the bold one, and he's played by Tony Carbone. There he is. He is a guy. He does stuff. And he also did some stage directing as well as being an actor in movies and things. And things. But Cristo, okay, so all of the characters in this episode relate to Castro's regime. So Cristo has a long beard and the undying loyalty of Camilo Cienfuegos. And so that's Cristo. And then we move on to the Alessandro.
Look at that beard and mustache. Isn't that incredibly realistic?
Yeah. Mustache doesn't even match the beard.
It's like, what? Did the budget go out the window here and I didn't have enough for the makeup? It's like, I'm sorry. I'm going to be going on and on about this.
About the well, yeah, I guess they could have gotten better facial hair, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, okay, who are we going to cast? Well, you all have to have beards, but I don't have a beard right now. Well, no problem. We'll glue one on you.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's also a prolific actor too, and played by Richard Carlin. And he was so he's the first one. Okay, so yeah, he's based on Manuel Urrutia. I'm not sure. Urrutia. The Cuban. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing.
Or something like that.
Judge who was Castro's chosen president until They had disagreements, and then he had to fire him, and he escaped to the United States. So that's
Oh,
the real life person he's probably based on.
okay.
So I'm getting this from the Tropes website. It had some
Oh,
ideas of who all these people are. This one is a little more obvious who he is. So
yeah. I guess he didn't have 3 days beard growth. He just has a mustache, so I didn't remember that correctly. And that's the
oh,
actor, the one you had just before,
yeah, I'm
um,
trying to stay on him. Hold on. Let's see.
the one with just the mustache. He's the actor that didn't remember things correctly about the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yes. Yes, he's a copy of Che
Oh, this guy's
Guevara,
Che Guevara, yeah. But the actor
but
with
he's
just the
awesome.
who's the actor with just the mustache? Who's he supposed to be in
Well,
Castro's
well,
regime?
just the mustache. Oh, that's Garcia.
Garcia. Hmm.
And he's also notably the only Latin American actually
Right,
hired to be in the
exactly.
episode. So that's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. He pops up in a lot of '60s television. I
He's
recognize
actually
him.
Mexican, so
Yes,
close enough. And there we go. So
yeah, he's
this is
a good actor.
I am staying on here on this actor because he's a Star Trek actor.
Yes. Which episode?
That which survives. The
Aha.
season 3 or
Yes.
episode.
He's the one that's not afraid. He's Diamato. I have
Yeah.
come for you, Diamato. I'm
I
not
am
afraid.
only for
Well, you
you.
should be.
Yeah, he should have
Yeah.
been afraid.
Yeah. Good. I watched this last night, Jill, and it didn't I didn't realize it was that
I
actor
didn't either.
until you started saying he's on Star Trek. And I went, "Oh, Diamato." So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, you knew it instantly. So here,
Yes.
let's show
But
it.
I needed your prompting. But thank you for that.
You're welcome. I actually have a clip from this
Oh,
episode still
sweet.
hanging around.
I am only for Diamato.
Although it doesn't show him. But
Lee,
actually,
Lee Merriweather, just gorgeous. Oh, sorry. I was fawning over Lee Merriweather.
it's okay. So, but actually his IMDb page shows him in his Starfleet uniform, so you can
Sweet. Everything is Star Trek, Jill.
everything is Star Trek, yes.
Or like I used to say in grad school, everything is science fiction.
Oh, that one's a little broader. You're more likely to
Yeah.
run into science
My
fiction than just Star Trek.
the head of the film studies department and my advisor, he was a big fan of Jules and Jim, a film by Francois Truffaut, and he included a scene where the Nazis are burning books. The three characters, the three main characters in the movie, are watching a newsreel where the Nazis are burning books, and Truffaut included that because he was already planning a future film production of Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. So he included that in the movie, and I was the one that informed my professor about that, and then as an aside to my one of my classmates, I said under my breath, "Everything is science fiction." Okay, so
I feel
you
like you
had
could have made that a whole thesis
you
of
had
your
to you
entire
had to be
career.
there,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I
yeah,
like the philosophy in that.
yeah. But I just thought it was interesting that as much as my professor waxed Truffaut, that he did not know that fact.
Hmm. Well, I'm
But
glad
yeah,
you could illuminate him.
have you seen Fahrenheit 451 from 1966. That was directed by Francois Truffaut.
I haven't watched a movie of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, not
Yes.
yet. I plan to. That's one of those where I want to read the book. It's
Oh
one
yeah,
that
read the book.
I
Read
was
the book
supposed to
first.
read it in high school, but I didn't have to, so I didn't get around to it.
Yeah, I've read that. It's been a while since I have read it, but it's a cool book. And Bradbury is known most for his short stories, but I think that's his best novel.
Well, I definitely do seem to be drawn to the tragedy of people destroying books with the
Yeah, and it's the firemen are not preventing fires; they're going around burning books, and that is that's just a very, very dystopian, frightening thought.
Yeah.
But I wish they would remake that to follow the novel, because I want them. We have the technology now to feature the robotic dogs that the firemen also use.
Oh yeah, we actually have robotic dogs now, like real life ones.
Well, I mean ones that run just as fast as a real dog.
Don't they?
They'd have to do CGI. But yeah, the robotic dogs we have, I don't think run very fast.
Oh, they don't?
If at all.
No, they run. They do run. Maybe
Oh.
not fast, but
Okay.
we have running robot dogs.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've just seen the slower moving ones, I guess. But I'm an oldie Olsen. What do I know?
It's a Boston Dynamics.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to show it running. Oh, there goes.
Oh.
Oh, it's just doing a slow trot, but I bet it could go faster. Look at that.
A little tangent here, folks. A little bit of sci-fi tangentry. No.
Why is it just hopping? Is it a bunny or is it a dog?
It's both. No. Okay, let's get back to Twilight Zone.
I just delighted myself with the robot. Okay,
Yeah.
so
And glorious black and white.
Oh. Yeah, so Garcia is played by Rodolfo Hoyos Jr., and he's the only one who doesn't need makeup since he really is Mexican. Yay.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, he's the first one to go, though, isn't he?
No, he's not the first.
He's not the first.
Yeah,
okay.
He's the first. The glasses guy, the guy with the glasses.
Oh, the guy with the glasses. Okay.
Yeah, the guy with the glasses goes first.
I'm sorry. I this is not one of my favorite episodes, but I did watch it last night, but I guess I should have paid more attention.
Well, yeah, this one he's modeled after Raul Castro.
Oh, right. Right.
So his brother.
Raul, his brother.
Raul was avoided the fate of this guy by trying to keep to himself and work working as far away as in the background away from his brother, so that I guess that saved him. I guess I don't see that he was assassinated or anything here. So then Clemente finishes his drink after toasting with his friends who helped him succeed to become a dictator, and then he breaks a glass over the portrait of De Cruz, who he just took out of power, and
Batista.
he decides he'll.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yes, Batista. Yeah, exactly, Batista. So then we have the opening narration, which I will read. I'll have you read the closing. This is the face of Ramos Clemente. A year ago, a beardless, nameless worker of the dirt who plodded behind a mule burrowing someone else's land. And he looked up at a hot Central American sun, and he pledged the impossible. He made a vow that he would lead an avenging army against the tyranny that put the ache in his back and the anguish in his eyes. And now, 1 year later, the dream of the impossible has become a fact. In just a moment, we will look deep into this mirror and see the aftermath of a rebellion in the Twilight Zone.
I see Rod Serling by the mirror.
Yeah, he's also reflected in the mirror. Although
Mhm.
nobody's sneaking up behind him.
Oh, I certainly hope not.
Yeah. Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that would be I'm trying to remember the CBS network executive that just didn't get Twilight Zone. I was going to say Mike Dan, or there's another one that.
There was a CBS executive who didn't understand the Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of them. Trying to think, the CBS executive that brought in all the rural comedies. Can't think of his name, but I think that was the executive that made them do 4. Was it 4 episodes or 5 on videotape to save money?
Oh.
I'm trying to think if that
God,
was.
that was terrible.
Yeah, and it was like, what?
Im-
Just ridiculous. But they didn't quite get it. But the thing is, it was a prestige show because the critics just loved it, and it was Serling who
Yeah.
had quite a reputation. So they kept it on. But the executives, it was kind of like, and then after the 3rd season, it was like, well, are we going to be renewed or not? And then they brought it back, as we know, as an hour-long series, or I think 17 episodes. So it was a rather short season.
Just
But
imagine how much prettier that the Night of the Meek would have looked if it was just on film instead
oh
of videotape.
yeah, all of those episodes would have been so much better on film because the cinematography is just gorgeous, especially if you are watching it on Blu-ray. Jill, get the Blu-ray set. No.
Yeah, I still need to get that. I really do, especially with
Yeah.
all those commentaries. I should be
Oh
watching
yeah,
those.
it's great because, and then Zachary has some of the extras are his audio recordings from when he was compiling information for his Twilight Zone companion, the first edition. And so he has some of these interviews that are featured on the Blu-ray set and the DVD set from Image Entertainment. Both the DVD set and the Blu-ray set from Image has all these extras. CBS Paramount now has the rights to the DVD and Blu-ray sets, and I'm sure they ported over all the extras, but I'm not sure. I have the older Image Entertainment Blu-ray set, so I'm assuming that all of that was ported over. At least I hope so.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes special features are lost and there are some
Yeah,
things that are on the
there's a
DVD.
issue of rights and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure anything with Zucree behind it will be on there.
Makes
But
sense.
CBS Paramount has it, and unfortunately, you're going to be getting it. I'm pretty sure it's one of those giant Amaray cases that has all the discs, kind of like your Enterprise set, and
Oh no, not stacked on top of each other.
yeah, stacked.
I hate that.
Yeah, it'll be those crazy twin discs, those little things that stack each disc
What?
on top of the other, and at least
So
that's
bad. I
what
don't
it
like
looks
that
like to me.
terrible.
But the set I have has 5 individual jewel cases, or not jewel
I like
cases,
that better. Like
keep cases.
they've got their own. Yeah,
Yeah.
every DVD should have its own spot. I shouldn't
Oh
be in
yeah.
stacks.
Yeah, I agree.
So
That-
Clemente is teasing De Cruz, and you don't look as arrogant as you do in your portrait, and so he's essentially gloating and being very unsportsmanlike.
To put it mildly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's very unsportsmanlike to say I'm going to cover you with honey and let the ants consume you.
Yeah, he's Jill. He's just Clemente is just not a nice guy.
Yeah, I was wondering what kind of laws he was going to pass, what he was going to do to make people better. But all we get in this episode is, "I
Yeah,
want you to die."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just death. Yeah, death, executions. It's all Clemente knows how to do. That's not so good. I'm pretty sure Castro was more multifaceted than that. Although definitely there was murder, but there was more than murder.
Yeah, he. I don't think he was as crazy-eyed as the Peter Falk Clemente character.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's maybe a caricature of him, of Fidel.
You think? No.
Clemente hurls the old leader into the balcony to demonstrate to him that it's not what he wants, but what the people want. And the crowd is cheering and booing the Cruz. And actually, okay, so I'm gonna step aside just for a second here and mention somebody named Dave Armstrong. And Dave Armstrong is the stunt double for DeCruz in this episode.
Oh yes,
And I only mention him because he is actually in the credits.
yes he is. Is
So
that from
and
Zuccheri or from the other book?
the other
'Cause I,
book, Unlocking
yeah,
the Door, is where I see it here.
yeah, I remember reading that, and I'm going, stuntman? Oh, the guy that took a tumble out the wind off the balcony. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, he takes a tumble off. Oh wait, does he? No, no. Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Is he
that's
also the stuntman for the other guy too? Somebody has
uh,
to do that. Somebody has to
yeah,
pledge it.
yeah. I'm trying to think. What was the other stunt? All I
Yeah.
can think of is
Oh,
the balcony one. I don't know what was the other
yeah, he
one.
probably did. You're probably right.
Mhm.
Because he is the man here.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he's credited because he goes uncredited in his Star Trek appearances as a background actor for 2 episodes. He
Oh,
plays
yeah.
an Emanar guard in A Taste of Armageddon,
Oh,
and
gotcha. Mhm.
he plays Carton in Operation Annihilate. And
Right.
he's the one
Yeah,
that's gone crazy and he's brandishing this giant wrench or something. I forget what he's
yeah.
wielding.
In the was that in the opening where they're
Yeah, when they first get on the planet,
yeah, and
and they haven't even seen the flying pancakes yet.
they're flying pancakes, right? Um, the if I recall that episode, uh, the people brandishing weapons running at the landing party are shouting what they truly feel. It's like, uh, telling them to get away or something like that because even though they're being controlled, they're shouting. Isn't that right? They're shouting. I can't remember. I've only seen it. I haven't seen that in years. So
I like that one because it has Spock
yeah, it's a
attempting
Spock
to
episode.
sacrifice,
And you like, is there in truth no beauty because it's a Spock? No, anyway, never mind. No,
Yeah,
I will
give me
not.
stuff.
I will not give you static. I was just kidding. It's all good, Jill. It's Star Trek, the original series.
It is. It is all good. Except for and the children shall lead. We can not talk
Oh
about that one.
boy. Oh boy.
But anyway, Clemente is telling him, the firing squad is too that's for followers. You're a leader, so you've got to be covered with honey and get eaten by ants
Eee.
and I get to watch and I want it to last forever for you to die. And then because I guess he can eat the honey as it's poured all over and survive a little longer. I don't know. And so he says, I want you to take a long time to die. Well, 1 part death for every acre of land you stole, than 1 part death for every morsel you took out of a peasant's mouth, and 1 part death for every voice you stifled by decree. So he says what is wrong with decrees, but he doesn't do anything to correct these things.
Yeah, that we know of anyway.
Well, we don't see it, yeah.
We don't see it. We just see, like you said, death, execution, firing squads, more death.
Yeah. And De Cruz is not bothered by this. He says, I will not oblige you, Clemente, with the cry or a plea. You can strip off my flesh because it is there for you, and easily done. But my manhood, you greasy little peon, this is as far from you as the moon. So that almost earns him a beating. But D'Alessandro stops it from happening.
Yeah.
Because he's a more level-headed kind of guy who wants justice, not torture.
Right.
And then De Cruz has a speech of his own pointing out that Clemente is De Cruz. Like, you are me, you are Castro, you're Batista. But he also says that he's Trujillo, who was a Dominican Republic dictator that they nicknamed El Jefe. And this was a dictator who ruled for 31 years until he was assassinated in 1961.
By the CIA.
There's a lot of interesting history that this episode makes me want to go look into later.
Yeah.
Anyway, De Cruz is very self-aware, knowing that he is selfish and that Clemente will be as well.
Right.
Yeah. So the people chanting, they're just spoils.
Yeah, Jill, get to the mirror. Get to the mirror, please. No.
Yes. Yes. Okay. De Cruz says, but there are other things in the inheritance, and you'll find them soon enough. Fear, the chief legacy. Fear of assassination, fear of disloyalty, fear of rebellion, fear of another Clemente in the hills. And yeah, so God help you, God pity you. I see you have found my mirror too. An older woman brought it to me 10 years ago when I'd first taken over. She said it was magic. She said by looking into it, I could see the faces of my assassins. Maybe she's right. Look deep, General Clemente. Find out who your assassins are. You will see them in the mirror, in the dark corners. You will see them in the crowd. You will see them everywhere. And then he's sent away. So he explains the mirror, although the mirror is not really explained. Like, I have a feeling this mirror isn't actually showing who wants to kill you. It just shows everybody trying to kill you.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like, well, what stopped him from preventing Clemente's rise to power? Because certainly he saw, as you know, or did he? You know,
Maybe
did he
did.
You know,
maybe he did, but maybe he was a little wiser than Clemente and very quickly realized that this mirror is going to show everybody against me, and I can't be that paranoid, or I'm going to destroy myself.
Yeah, and then maybe it depends on the personality gazing into the mirror, because Clemente, he's, especially with that suggestion, you're going to see enemies everywhere, and it's kind of like Clemente is his temperament, his mindset is going to be paranoid anyway, it seems like, and he will see every one of his compadres turning against him. And it's like, would they really? So that's a good thing to contemplate. Is like, is the mirror really showing what's going to happen, or is it just a reflection of his own Clemente's own paranoia? Which
that's not ever revealed, but I think it's the latter.
I think so too. It's more so.
So I want to thank Matt G, also known right here as Sabrina Espresso,
Oh no, did he change his
for
name again?
for a $1 super chat. Yeah. Now it's Sabrina. What
Oh
happened to
no.
Taylor Swift? I know she got disposed.
She got dethroned. I guess it's
yeah.
because she's her impending marriage.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to talk to Matt. This is the first I've learned of this name change.
I really don't know the reasoning behind the name change. I just thought, Matt G likes ladies who sing. That's as far as I went with my analysis of that. But I guess I'll play a video for Matt G since
Okay.
he's here. He sent a little super chat, and that'll drop everybody. Let's see.
Ah!
Oh, okay, I didn't mean to drop. I thought I dropped you, and I was bringing you back.
I fell. Jill, I fell. Like
Oh
that
no,
guy that fell
I
off the
promised.
balcony. Oh no. I don't have a stuntman, Jill. No.
I forgot which one was supposed to be played. I had to spin it again. Let's play. Oh, now I remember which one it was. Wow, the wheel really wants me to play Harry Potter for some reason.
No.
But I'll play this one too.
Sir, I protest. I am not a merry man.
Classic.
Where is that one? Really? Wow, these are all out of order.
You were gonna play another one?
Yes.
You're just as sane as I am.
No, Harry Potter, no.
Okay. Because Sabrina has a new album out and she's Swift's dear friend. So I'm giving her some attention, but have no fear, Swift will return. Her album is out next week. Says Sabrina's Espresso.
Well, I feel so relieved now.
Yeah, there you go. See, there was nothing to fear. And so, oh goodness. So Clemente is told that there are 1,000 prisoners, and he says, "Okay, let's shoot them all."
Ah!
And D'Alessandro pleads for trials, and he says just shooting them is murder, which doesn't sit well with Clemente. What are you, some kind of chameleon? What is this ease with which you strip off one color and put on another? You turn my stomach. Murderers cannot be murdered. Murderers can only be executed. So every one of these prisoners is murder. I think that's the reason for the trials. So Clemente's already off the charts even before the mirror drives him crazy.
Right.
But his other men carry out the order without the same kind of questioning. They're like, okay. And then he murders his friend because the mirror tells him to do it. And
yeah, Jill, he sees his friend with a big gun.
Right. Yeah, he does. He sees his friend about to shoot him, but when he turns around, he's not shooting him. He's just milling about. So why doesn't Clemente do the equation that if owning this mirror is something that I don't know if the mirror led to De Cruz's loss of power or what, but he should be more suspicious of it. I guess he's not, because it's tempting to want to be able to see who might kill you. And so he sees D'Alessandro pointing the gun at him, but when Clemente looks backwards, he just sees his friend standing there. But now all Clemente can see is an enemy that doesn't exist. So he chooses to believe the mirror and dumps his friend over the balcony with a And of course, this has ramifications for his other friends. What happened? Why does it blink? Oh, that's weird.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is with the gun. He does not have this gun. Not in reality.
It's like, well, when will he have it? Will it be the next day? The next week?
I mean,
Or
it's obvious that he does disagree with some of the things he's doing, but
Yeah.
he's the heart that Clemente would have needed if he had wanted to be a good ruler.
I hope there weren't any people that got that guy fell
Yeah,
on top of. It's like, wait a minute, aren't all
exactly.
the cheering crowds down there? What's going on?
That's what I was thinking. Like
It's like, what?
now the cheering crowds get to see.
Yeah, now the cheering crowd will be screaming in horror.
That's what. Yeah, we only hear Alessandro's scream, but not the cheering crowd who are not really wouldn't be cheering at this. Now they're seeing Clemente throw his friend out of the window and over the balcony. That doesn't look good. And it doesn't look good for the lieutenants either. They're all kind of upset by it.
Yeah, I mean, Jill, I don't know about you, but I think things are going to get kind of dicey.
I think so. Even Tabal is having to speak up. He's supposedly the quiet one, but now
Quiet
he's
one.
not quiet.
That's right.
Yeah, and he says you can make yourself believe anything. And yeah. So so Clemente wants the crowd to not be obsessive. And I don't know. And now he's threatening his friends. He orders them to go to Garcia to check out De Cruz. And yeah, things are definitely dicey. Japal says, should we tell him that he was right about the fears, that there are assassins under the bed, in the shadows, and all around the room? He's trying to be honest with Clemente, and he should listen to his friend, but no, that never happens. And so Clemente has them murdered. Cabal and Garcia. So they're gone now. And all who is left is the most loyal of them all, who is Cristo. And he's the most dedicated one who comes up with excuses to explain away justifications for Clemente's favor. He says 2 pieces of pie are better than cutting it in 5. To just see how outrageous that is. But Clemente knows the magnitude of having killed his friends that are so close to him that they were like brothers. And he's disturbed of how easy it was for him to get rid of them. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the one who Cabal has a knife. What does Garcia have?
A pistol, I think.
A pistol, yeah. Okay. Yes, he sees them both coming up on him.
Yeah.
They have to go now. And Cristo's the only one left. He says, when a man has power, he has enemies. And now you have enemies. Enemies, yes, I understand that. But must my friends be the enemies? From now on, Ramos, you have no friends. Oh, that was Ramos. Cristo says, from now on, Ramos, you have no friends. You have followers and you have competitors. That is the breakdown of the world now. You must live with it. And the mirror leads Clemente to believe that Cristo is going to poison him. And just in a case of bad timing, Cristo decides probably to toast his leader because he really likes him a lot and he wants to drink with him. But but he tosses away the wine that Cristo offers him. And Cristo finally sees that the leader he once admired is now demented and crazy. And he's trying to convince him, hey, no, it's just a mirror. It's just made of glass. You don't need to listen to it. But he does. He does because Cristo says there was no poison in that wine. Had nothing like that in mind, nothing of the sort. You are imagining things. Look, I'll show you. It's an illusion, you see. It's just a mirror, an ordinary mirror. But it's glass, you see. Just glass. Now you will be all alone. Now I'm afraid you'll be very lonely. But you have just killed a better man, Ramos. And yeah, yeah, he doesn't seem to feel a whole lot of grief for all this murdering he's doing, even though he looks a little bit ashamed after killing Christo. So that's, lots of pain and death and suffering, and yeah, so maybe it's not so good to be the king. He's only ever called general, so I guess they don't call him a president or anything like that.
Yeah.
In this fictional land.
Just general. Yeah.
Mm. And so now he's slain everybody who cared about him the most. And the only person who's talking to him now is a priest. And it's Father Tomas. And Vladimir Sokolov plays Father Tomas. And that's who that is. And Clemente isn't concerned that people are appalled at the massacre of 1,000 prisoners, because these executions have been happening over weeks. We don't know if the Cruz was eaten by ants yet or not. I think not, because Clemente said he wanted to watch. He's probably just waiting in prison. And so this is that thing where you've got a dictator who takes over from another dictator and becomes even worse than the first one. According to what we've seen here, he certainly didn't seem to make anything better.
No.
And and he didn't heed any of the warnings that he could have. And kind of loses his heart too. So Father Tomas says, General Clemente, the victory is not so sweet, is it? Instead of the flavor of wine, it is the taste of ashes. It is the story of all tyrants, General. They have but one real enemy, and that is the one they never recognize until too late. And of course, he means Clemente himself.
Right.
So we don't see in the mirror what it is that gets Clemente to end himself as well. That's an interesting omission. And he tries, so Tomas tried to help. That was the last thing to help, but it didn't work.
He takes a bullet. Oh no.
Yes, if you could, please read the closing narration for us today.
Ramos Clemente, a would-be god in dungarees, strangled by an illusion, that will-o'-the-wisp mirage that dangles from the sky in front of the eyes of all ambitious men, all tyrants, and any resemblance to tyrants living or dead is hardly coincidental, whether it be here or in the Twilight Zone.
Like that Serling calls himself out there at the end. Yes, I did what you think you saw is exactly what you saw.
Yes. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most paranoid of them all?
Oh, that's a good one.
And that's why he had to take a 45 to the head.
Yeah. I like to,
Yep, there he is. Yeah, see, that's what one of his friends should have done immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Right after Alessandro died, they should have destroyed the mirror, yes, because they realized he was getting paranoid.
Yeah.
It would have made sense. Well, but then he wouldn't have killed everybody else. So.
Well, yeah, then the episode would only be 15 minutes long.
Mm-hmm. No. And then he'd be like, oh, I guess I can't rely on that anymore. But yeah, and it could be that DeCruz was lying, that this mirror really doesn't show your would-be murderers. It just shows everybody as potential assassins. But
Yeah,
there was no.
Yeah, that's a more clever reading of the.
Yeah, there's no actual. I would like an answer as to how the mirror works or what it's really showing, but I don't know
Yeah.
for sure. And I was expecting him to come back at some point. I wanted another encounter with DeCruz, but we didn't get it.
Yeah, not one of Serling's best.
It was okay. It was okay.
I would label this in Serling's own words. He just in general described it's just an overview of the series. I think after the first year, where he said a third of them were ones that we could all be really proud of. Another third would be, pretty solid. And then another third would be what he called dogs. So I would call this episode one of the dogs.
Yeah, except for Alessandro or whatever his name was. He was the only one who was slightly reasonable. Everyone else was like, let's, murder. That's fun.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not exactly what happened in Cuba.
No.
I
No.
know communism is bad and it does lead to murder and genocide and everything, but this was a simplistic view of it probably. And so let's read some previews for next week's episodes. For next week, we're going to have this one. It's a tradition in the great American Western that the climax of any given story is the gun down on the main street. Next week, Montgomery Pittman's written a story in which we have our gun down and then go on from there. It's a haunting little item about a Top Gun as he was alive and his operation after death. This is one for rainy nights and power failures, but wherever you watch it, I think it'll leave its imprint. What? Wait, how are you going to watch the Twilight Zone without the power, Rod? I guess maybe they have generators? Anyway, next one. Preview for next week's story. Next week, we borrow from the exceptional talent of author Jerome Bixby. It's an adaptation of what has been called one of the most terrifying modern fantasies ever written. What you'll see is, in a sense, a portrait of a monster as a young boy. Next week's very special excursion into the Twilight Zone is called It's a Good Life. I hope we see you then. So that's next time. Next time we've got It's a Good Life, and we've got...
you got to read that the right way, Jill. It's a good life. Right, Anthony? It's good. It's good that you're making it snow and going to destroy the crops. It's good that you're doing that.
Wait. Oh.
Oh, spoiler. No, anyway.
Oh, okay. Oh,
it's
my
a
goodness.
good life.
Well,
yeah, have you read the short story?
No, but now I know what episode this is. Okay, so we are going to the cornfields finally.
Yeah,
okay, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Okay, so they buried the lead here.
Yeah, it's been a number of years since I've read the story, but I do remember Anthony starts his murder spree, I think, right when he's born.
Right when he's born?
In the delivery,
the doctor spanks
in the delivery room, if I recall, and he has a wet purple gaze. I think if I remember the story correctly, his gaze is wet purple, whatever that is.
Oh my God, that sounds creepy.
Yeah, I mean, he, if I recall correctly, he's a murderous little thing right right when he's born.
Yay, Bill Mooney is gonna send you to the cornfields. We've all been waiting for this episode for so long because everybody makes fun of it. Like maybe 1 out of 5 live streams, somebody mentions that episode.
Yeah, Billy Mooney, very memorable episode, and he his previous episode, he was also really good. The is it? Gosh, what's the name of that
Long
episode?
distance phone call was
Long
nice.
distance phone call. I was thinking that was the 5th season episode, but that was yeah. Did you guys talk about how the adults were worried about uh, the impact on Billy in real life with that particular role?
Yes. Yeah,
And
they didn't. They were
Billy
upset
was
about
like,
him.
yeah, but
They thought,
Billy, yeah, talking about it, he was like, yeah, this is what they treat, but it's like he knew this is a story, this is a performance, it's not real. And so, he was a very healthy, well-adjusted kid at an early age. Uh, and I'm glad that none of that affected him. Uh, you know, he's one of the best child actors. Most definitely. I really enjoyed him as Will Robinson, of course.
of course, yes. And yeah, we did talk about the fact that his parents were not happy with him trying to end himself within the scope of the story. But
Yeah,
Bill Mooney actually was a good swimmer, so he actually wanted to do the thing where he was
right.
floating in the water, and his parents were like, "No, you cannot."
No, be on the safe side.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a nice,
and
creepy little episode. Too bad it was on video, though.
yeah, it was a good episode.
Yeah,
One of the good
he's
videotapes.
he's all 3 of his episodes are stellar. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, he was a lucky tyke to be featured in such a classic anthology series as Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're in
And
color now,
Penny!
Jill. Oh,
We are,
Penny.
we can be in
Yeah.
color now, and I
Yes,
want to
to celebrate Penny's member chat.
yeah, we turned on the color, the other colors just for Penny
Yes.
becoming a YouTube member. Thank you, Penny. Oh, that means so much to me. I love that, and I'll play a few videos for you. We've got this one too.
Woochie coochie coo, Captain.
Oh, yes, Friday's Child.
Yes. Let's play a few more. Oh, I need to make this spinner go faster. It's so slow. There's too much anticipation. Oh yeah, I love this one. It's always fun.
The Last Starfighter.
May the luck of the 7 pillars of Gulu be with you at all times.
I still don't know what the 7 pillars of Gulu are.
Well,
With
I don't think they do either. People that wrote it, but Jill, have you seen The Music Man?
Yeah, the kitties are gingers. The Music Man.
Yeah,
Nope. No Music
with
Man.
Robert Preston, of course, as Harold Hill, and Shirley Jones as Marion the librarian. Anyway, yeah, he comes across as an alien Harold Hill in The Last Starfighter, and that's yet another highlight of that movie is his character.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
just yeah, The Music Man was a favorite of my family and especially my father. because it's set in Iowa, and it was written by Meredith Wilson, who is from Iowa, and it's about Mason City, Iowa, where they call it River City, but it's Mason City. That's where my father was born.
And FKHC says we always had some kind of relations with Cuba between 1961 and 2005. It was based out of the Embassy of Sweden.
2015, 61 to
Oh,
2015.
2015. Oh,
Yeah.
2015. Yes. My mistake. I was a bit distracted. Even the Coleman Francis film, Red Zone Cuba, had a bigger budget. Well, they probably had better beards.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
shaved a poodle for this man's mustache and beard? Everybody's on your
really.
side on this one.
Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, it's just, what are you going to do when you got all these actors? They're clean shaven, and well, you guys all have to look like Castro. It's like,
Or Che Guevara, apparently,
or Che Guevara.
who was on
But
Star Trek as
I don't know.
Diamato.
And Diamato, yeah,
I don't know either. It's an episode.
right. Wallace Lang says, whoops. Wallace Lang says Lee Merriweather is the Catwoman in the Batman 1966 movie and the daughter-in-law secretary on the Barnaby Jones TV series. Yes. And she's also Anne, I kind of can't think of her last name, but Anne on Time Tunnel, one of the scientists on the Time Tunnel series, another Irwin Allen science fiction series from 1966.
Oh, okay. Then I'm sure it had lots of great explosions.
Yes, when the time tunnel does its thing, there's a lot of nice explosive sparks.
Makes sense. I just delighted myself with that robot. Is something I never want to hear again. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about how that sounded. Sorry about that.
Wait a minute. What's he referring to? Something you said?
Yeah, I said that, but just in reference
Oh,
to
dear.
watching the bunny robot. I thought it was supposed to be a dog, but I guess I clicked
Okay.
on bunny robot instead of a dog robot.
Yeah, we know
It
what you
was just
meant, but
hopping around like a bunny.
those guys out there in the chat with their minds in the gutter. I mean,
Yeah.
really? No.
Yeah, seriously, I wasn't even thinking about that, and I didn't
No.
have my innuendo police here today. He is busy.
Yeah, he's busy. It flew over my head too.
Viva physical media.
Yeah, I agree. Pete and I are on the same wavelength. I agree with Pete. Physical media. Another Twilight Zone window-related death, says Gavin Blackmore.
I knew it.
I guess Gavin's keeping score there. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. In season 5, he's gonna have them all tallied up for us. We're gonna go through all of the window deaths, and I'll make clips of every single window death just for him. Oh no, I just gave myself a job. Hold on.
Okay, Gavin says I was correct about Operation Annihilate. He says Stone Racket is right. They are coming to bash the landing team's heads in and begging them to turn back. Yeah, okay. Boy, I haven't seen that episode for 40 years. It's like,
Yeah, that's
it's like,
pretty good.
and I'm like, I remember that. And then his brother's, well, it's not his twin brother, it's just his brother Sam. I don't think it's his
Yeah,
twin.
Sam.
And his nephew. I
George.
remember that part. And I remember how the solution to getting those guys. And Spock is temporarily blinded. Is that right?
Yes, Spock is temporarily blinded.
But
Yeah,
he has, because he's a Vulcan, he has this inner eyelid like a cat, or whatever. I don't know.
Right, right. But it makes sense though because he's on a planet, a desert planet, and
Right.
so that protects him.
And remember, Jill, Vulcan has no moon.
Right, right. And yet I do see bodies of some kind of celestial bodies orbiting Vulcan sometimes. So maybe it's another planet instead of a moon that helps regulate their tides.
Yeah, because I was going,
Mhm.
what regulates your tides?
Yeah. Yeah, something's gotta, right? I'm not sure the science of it.
Yeah, we've already read this chat.
Oh yeah, we did. We read that when it happened.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, we don't need to know Swift has a cinema event. Oh, you know what though? The cinema event will probably do better than some movies. PG says uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. True, true. Oh, the baby's sleeping. Oh, I hope we didn't
I hope
wake up
hope
the baby
my
with all our
hope my
racket.
laughing didn't wake up the baby.
Me too. Greek letters Larson says, "Well, show's over, folks. Tune in next week for some more anti-communist propaganda." Yeah, yeah. I proudly will proclaim stuff. Yeah, yeah. Anti-communist propaganda. That's what the channel's about. Just kidding.
Those damn commies.
Yeah, always getting in the way. Gavin Blackburn says, "Please leave a comment after the stream." Thank you.
Yeah, I will. I know exactly
Mm.
what I'm going to say because I just said it moments ago.
PG says there's nothing wrong with the cornfield trip.
Oh, there's plenty
Uh,
wrong.
I don't know if well, I guess at least there's something to eat, but I don't know if I want to be there.
I don't want to because the cornfield is where he sends everything that he kills, and so it's going to stink to high heaven with all those rotting, corpses and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like
true.
I don't want that corn. I don't
We did.
want any. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll let's put a pin in that and talk about it
Yes,
next week. We
we'll
don't
talk
want to
about that next week. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says Kapla, and we say Kapla right back at you.
kapla.
Yes.
Queen Glamazona says once again, being a Vulcan saved him.
Yes.
His Vulcan. It's either his eyes or his blood or having his organs in a different spot. And being a Vulcan has saved Spock time and time again. And even when it didn't save him, being Vulcan allowed him to be resurrected. So, yay.
Because
Funny how
his Katra was in McCoy.
Yeah. So they're basically brothers, just as much as
Mhm.
Kirk and Spock are. They're all brothers.
Yeah,
Funny how TOS episodes are so memorable 50 years later, but I can't remember anything about Filth Trek some 20 minutes after the episode.
Gavin,
Yeah, right on,
right
Gavin.
on, dude. I refuse to watch the filth, but I agree with your sentiment there. Yeah, we'll be talking about the original series forever.
I gave the Filth a good old college try, but it never
No,
never satisfies in any way.
I love the original series. It was there when I was 7 years old, and I just thought it was the greatest darn show ever. It's just,
It really is.
yeah. My older brother and I really got into that show. We were definite Trekkies,
Mhm.
and the rest of the family not so much. Um, and then I know my oldest brother. He said, "Well, I watched it because you and Rick were watching it." But he didn't really get into it like we did. And then later on, my younger brother. It was when it was syndicated when my younger brother was more into it. But when it was syndicated, my mom was there watching it. So, but at the time when it was originally on, I only recall my older brother and I were the ones that were really into the show. But everyone in my sister's family enjoys Star Trek. All of her kids. And
Oh, that's lucky. That's
yeah,
good to have so much family.
I made sure that when it was Uncle Brian's turn to have the nieces and nephews over, I showed them Star Trek and I showed them Twilight Zone. And
Oh,
so
you're a good uncle.
yeah, I have classic movies and classic television, especially those two shows.
Mm.
And I did show a few thriller episodes, Boris Karloff's Thriller, and a few night galleries as well.
Good.
But yeah, a lot of classic films, and I enjoyed showing once the Star Trek films were on VHS. Penny says later, y'all got to go pick my grandson up from Head Start.
Hey, pick up
Thanks for
the
stopping
child
by,
from
Penny.
school. Yeah. Thank you for becoming a member too. Here's an extra video just for you. Let's
Sweet.
see. Play.
Fortunately, of course, I am immune to its...
To its effect.
There's something about cats and tribbles.
Well, there's a little more to that cat of Gary Seven's, as you recall.
Of course,
He
there
says,
was.
to quote Spock, "Quite a beautiful animal, Captain. I find myself strangely drawn to it." I'm like, yeah, it's because it's a sexy brunette. Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I showed that, I had my three nieces over, and the theme of the evening was, I called it the evening. I said evening of cats. So I showed everything I showed featured a cat, and that episode of Star Trek, of course, Assignment Earth, featured a cat. But my oldest niece was a little dismayed that Isis turned out to be an alien woman.
Oh, she didn't like that part.
I went, yeah, she
Well,
didn't.
it's a better choice than it was either that or Cat's Paw for Star Trek.
Well, no, that I do not like that episode at
You don't
all.
like the pipe cleaner aliens?
No, I do not. I did not see that when it was originally aired. I saw it in syndication. My older brother and I, our jaws just dropped. We're like, what? It was the same kind of reaction, except a little more horrifying when we watched the Plato Stepchildren. We just couldn't. We just couldn't believe it. We didn't laugh. We didn't cry. We just were stunned. We're like, what the heck is this? I'm Tweedledum. He's Tweedledee. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, William Shatner is supposed to ride the horses. He's not supposed to be the horsey.
That's right. Does that mean there's a race of cats that can become human? No, it's a alien that is a shapeshifter.
Yeah,
So
in the case of Assignment Earth, that's true.
Yeah.
But in the case of Red Dwarf, that is a cat that evolved into a human animal.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Red Dwarf. We're talking about Star Trek. No, it's interesting. Like Gary Seven was trained. He was taken from Earth at a particular time of history. We don't know when. And he was trained. But the thing is his cat a totally different alien? Completely different planet? Or is it one of these superior aliens that trained him? Is it a female alien from the planet that particular alien race that trained him? It's like, well, could be anything really. But he does refer to Isis. He says something like, "You really are quite nervous, aren't you, doll? If I recall correctly. It's like, okay, that was our first clue.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that would be Michael Dunn, played Professor Miguelito Lovelace on the Wild Wild West. She is quite correct. Michael Dunn, great actor.
Very good. Well, I think that's all we really have to say about the Twilight Zone. We stopped talking about the Twilight Zone,
Yeah,
40 minutes ago.
Yeah, we always do that, especially when I'm here. We always go on these crazy tangents.
I like your crazy tangents. Oh, they were fun. Crazy
Why, thank you.
tangents are what make this show more exciting because you don't know what we're going to say next.
Yes, you
Or
never
what
know what you're going to get when you chill with Jill and her friends.
Exactly. But I think that'll do it for us today. And I thank you to Stone Racket for hanging out with me to talk about these episodes. Oh, one thing I almost forgot the poll. I don't have Franco Walker here to
Oh,
remind me.
yeah, the poll. That's right.
Which characters on Star Trek deserved spin-offs? A spin-off well, original series. Thulu always wanted one. I don't know if he deserved it, but he always wanted one.
Yeah, I have to admit I liked the fact that Sulu was a captain in Star Trek 6.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool.
I got what he wanted right
Yeah.
at the last minute. Got it. So, which episode do you like better? Let me share the screen. I have closed the poll.
Yeah, I just don't know which one's going to win, Jill.
I just don't know either. A game of pool wins with 68%. And the mirror at 32%, which makes
Oh
sense.
my goodness. What is
Which
wrong
one do you
with
want to play? Which one do you want to play at Christmas time? Really does spell out which one's the better episode.
Yeah. Game of pool.
One more fun.
Yeah, but who voted for the mirror? It's like, what?
There's some people who liked it. I don't know. I don't hate it, but it
Yeah,
does seem a little one note.
It's
That's fine with it.
it's not Sirlane is not too subtle with that one.
No, yeah, he is kind of.
He
doesn't usually beat you over the head, but this one he did.
Yeah, it's rather insulting in my opinion.
Yeah.
The game of pool.
Well, at least he changed their names. He's not really Fidel Castro.
No, he's not. We mentioned him and Batista.
Yeah,
you
everything lines up with all the things, but it totally wasn't the thing. The mirror was about paranoia. Yes, I agree completely. Queen Glam Zona, that is the main value in it. That's why I still say it's okay, because it is about the dangers of letting your anxieties or your paranoia, kind of like Caligula, who went so crazy he made a horse a senator. And just, yeah, and it happens to a lot of actual rulers and dictators. So it wasn't that the episode was wrong, it was just a bit simplified.
Yes. And speaking of horses, Jill,
Mhm.
Bucephalus.
Oh, that's it. That's the name of the senator horse. Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Bucephalus.
That's Alexander the Great's horse. Bucephalus.
Oh, are you sharing Bucephalus? Oh, I didn't know you were sharing something. No, you're not. Okay.
No, I'm not sharing anything.
The horse may have been very intelligent, says Gavin. Yeah, he could say yes or no by tapping his hooves, probably.
Yeah, but just talking about the horse, the Caligula thing, it just made me think of Alexander the Great's horse, Bucephalus.
Yeah. People do get really attached to the horses.
No one could ride him, but Alexander, as a young boy, realized the reason for that is because the horse was scared of its shadow, and so he he turned the horse so it rode straight into the sun, so to speak, so its shadow was not cast at all. And it became his horse because he was the only one that could ride it. That's a little bit of history, but
Very
anyway,
nice.
I learned that in high school history, and then
Well,
it
horse
was
history is its own thing.
yeah, and then in the film The Black Stallion, the story of Bucephalus is told in a grander scale. But that's a movie I highly recommend.
Yeah, I like
What?
horse history.
Yeah,
Like
one of the most
general, like Custer's horse was the only survivor of the battle, so I think that's fun too.
oh, interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, Wes Cagle. She'll fly apart, Sulu. Fly her apart, then. Yep. And then, of course, is in the opening, shields.
One of the greatest lines that wasn't one of Worf's.
Yeah. But of course,
Yeah.
we're talking about the movies and not the television series. So
That's right.
But
So let's give Wes Cagle a Worf quote.
yeah.
Prune juice.
Warriors drink.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites. It's mostly prune juice. Warriors drink.
Thank you so much, Wes Cagle, for the $5 super chat.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Wes Cagle, for the 5 buckaroos.
And the year after that.
Oh, the way he hugs those books.
Yes. It's so unfair.
It's not fair. No, that part makes me cry. I'm not playing that.
Yeah,
What I
we won't play.
miss? The episode, the live stream.
You
I don't
missed
know. How was your day? I don't know.
Yeah.
You missed everything. We're about to get out of here. Literally translates Oxhead. Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah, that's the penguin. And
Imagine the horse.
we don't know. We all don't know the story because Jill did not know what I was talking about.
Yeah. You missed some high quality anti-communist propaganda, Scotty. Yes. Oh, that was
Well,
high quality though. Thank you so
let's
much.
let's quit highlighting the weaker episode. Let's highlight the game of pool.
Oh yeah, the game of pool was cool. Yeah, and that was the fun episode.
That episode never gets old. I could watch that over and over.
Mhm.
It's that good. So it's definitely in the top 5 favorites on my Twilight Zone list.
Oh, James Caserta likes Samira better. Oh, interesting.
Oh my goodness. Down
with
Scotty says
commies.
down with commies.
Yeah, where's that? There it is. Yay.
Down with the commies. That's right.
Oh, boy. The mirror I like better, says James Caserta.
That's ridiculous.
No, yeah, no, the glove cleaner, we've been off the rails for the past 50 minutes because we finished the episodes already.
Yeah.
But if you've got anything you want to share. We talked about the episodes of Game of the Pool and the mirror.
Gavin Blackburn. Scotty,
You
you missed the greatest beard.
Jill, have you seen The Hustler or Color of Money? I have not.
Yeah, Color of
No,
Money is the sequel to The Hustler.
But I have seen that episode of Family Matters where Steve wins at pool because he knows geometry.
Ah.
To serve and physics, obviously. It's a combination of physics and geometry. Exactly what Fats Brown says during the episode.
That's right. Wes Cagle says To Serve Man is one of the top episodes. Not in my book, Wes Cagle.
I like it, but it's coming up soon. I'm excited. It's a famous episode.
It's silly.
Like
It's a silly episode.
It's only silly if you if you don't like the twist, or I mean, everybody knows the twist going into it
Well,
because it's been
the
parodied
thing
many
is,
times.
I did not, uh, of course, I didn't see Twilight Zone. I didn't see that episode when it was first run. I was too young. Also, it was on late on Friday nights. But I do remember seeing the episode from the 5th season, You Drive, which we'll talk about when we get there. But to serve man, I read the Damon Knight short story before I even saw the episode. So, I knew what the twist was before I even saw the episode because I read the story years
It was
before.
spoiled. It was spoiled
Oh,
for
yeah.
you. Oh, that's
But I
sad.
can't remember how the Twilight Zone episode ends, the the last scene, because in the short story, I won't say anything. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the short story has a specific
Yeah,
ending,
exactly. We're gonna
and
talk about it
and
later.
we'll talk about it when we get there. So
Yeah, let's
You
save it
Drive is
for
one of the
then.
weakest episode. Well, Glove Cleaner, I remember that one as a child when it was brand new. So there.
Oh yeah, the Quantum Leap pool episode. Yeah. Well,
Oh, there you go.
Sam, I think he was cheating, wasn't he, in that episode? Eric's is a
Venusian
Venusian
Invader.
invader.
Oh, that's from Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up? Is he referring to that?
I don't know, but Eric's is not a Venusian.
No, is a Venusian invader.
Hmm.
Is that what he's referring to?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because
Um.
we have Martians and Venusians in that episode.
Oh yeah, you mean the double-headed aliens?
No,
And
the Barney Phillips is the actor that has the third eye, and
oh, that one.
then John Hoyt is the Martian with 3 arms.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
was thinking, no, it says, oh, wait a minute, Eric's.
Yeah, Eric's is
Yeah, that's
a three-armed,
yeah, that's the
three-legged.
Star Trek guy.
Yeah, it's the Star Trek guy.
Okay.
Yeah, from the animated series.
Excuse me. Yeah. Bleh.
Yeah, he's,
I'm getting confused in my old age. I'm sorry.
it's okay. We got there in the end. Well, you know what? You were mentioning multiple limbs, so you were close enough.
Yes.
I want 7 seasons of Star Trek Eric's. His first officer would have to be Mress. Mress. Oh, I'd like a hoarder at the helm. Venusians are cool under pressure. Well, but I think Orville had it right having Yaphet be in engineering because he can seep into the systems and fix stuff. I see what you did there, Scotty. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's all we need for the Twilight Zone for today. And I want to thank
Until
you guys
next
for hanging
week
out.
at this same time, when the control voice will take you. Oh, wrong series.
Control voice.
The control voice, Outer Limits.
Oh. We control the horizontal and the vertical.
We can make it louder. We can make the volume louder and softer, and we can roll the image, make it flutter, and then we'll have and sharpen it to crystal clarity.
There it is. Crystal
something
clarity.
like
That's
that.
where
Yeah.
I wanted to get to the crystal clarity part.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
the original pilot title was Please Stand By. And it was like, no, that's what they really say when there's a emergency or special announcement. So they could not use that.
I see. Outer Limits Tuesdays.
Yeah.
After the Twilight Zone? Maybe. I
Oh,
don't know. I don't
yeah.
know.
The classic Outer Limits, maybe so. That would be I'd be all for that.
I kind of like to mix things up, so we'll see what happens. I do what I want. But it's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when that was syndicated on our local PBS affiliate, one of my friends had it on, and his mother just overheard the, we are in control. We control the, and she thought the communists were taking over. I kid you not. This is in the 70s.
Wow.
This is in the mid 70s. And she heard that and it was like, I'm like, are you kidding me? But that's what
Yeah,
Mark told me. He said, my mom came running in going, what the heck's going on? Are the communists taking over? What is this? It's a TV show, Mom, from 1963.
I was captivated by the new Outer Limits when I was a teenager, and I loved that. I loved that it was claiming to take over the airwaves. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, the control voice.
But I didn't think it was the communists.
Yeah. Well, of course not. You were a smart teenager.
I was. Sometimes. She is the communications officer. And I
Yes, well, of course, it's her channel, and Jill will decide what she'll want to cover. But sometime down the road, certainly Outer Limits would be a definite,
definitely
choice.
On the list. I haven't seen most of it.
Yeah, I have. I grew up with that show, Jill.
Nice.
It was on, I think it was Mondays at 6:30. And it was like, yep, got to watch that. I loved all the monsters and alien creatures. Yeah. I have very fond memories of watching that show.
But of course, I don't know what I clicked. Something happened.
Oh.
But I think we got to go. That's all for this time in the Twilight Zone. Thanks again for everyone being amazing. Thank you, Stone Racket. Thank you, the Glove Cleaner, James Caserta, Gavin Blackburn. And if somebody, let me know if somebody sees Franco Walker out there. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, where's Franco?
Okay with him. And thank you, Scotty R37, for hanging out in the chat. And Wes Cagle, thanks to Gavin Blackburn. Thanks to Greek Letters Larson. And thank you for the present, Wes Cagle. That was a very nice present. And I think I had also Penny sent a present because she became a member, which is one of the best kinds of presents.
Yeah, and someone gave you $1. Yeah, Matt G gave you $1.
And Snortopoopas renewed his membership, which is always good.
Snortopoopas Q
Burr. Very supportive bear.
Yes. Snortopoopas Q Bear.
Ooh.
But he pronounces it Burr, or spells it Burr.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, it is bear.
Yeah, I explained that many moons ago. And because that's how my older brother would say bear when he saw the bears coming up to the car in Yellowstone, according to my mother. He saw the bears coming up to the car and he goes, oh, there's the burr.
The burr.
Yeah, there's the bear. Really cute. Yeah. Oh, you know what he said when he first saw snow? Cottage cheese. A little bit of trivia there. Family trivia.
And thanks to PG. PG was really great. Wallace Ling. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Peace out, my Klingons. Kapla.
Peace out. Kapla.
Hit the like, share, subscribe. Tell your mom.
Tell your mom. Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, if your mom likes sci-fi, please tell your mom.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll help
my mom, God rest her soul, I showed her the Star Trek movies when I had them on VHS. And she enjoyed Star Trek 2 and 3 especially.
I'm glad she liked some of them.
Yeah, she was she really admired William Shatner.
Cool.
So
she's got good taste.
Yeah.
And FKHC 2005, thank you too. Also Booger. Booger was also here. Kimberly. And let's see, one more. John the Beagle Dad. That'll close it out.
Oh, okay.
And I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and the rest of your week. And
Indeed.
I'll see you around. I'll see you again next Tuesday. I'll do something on Friday. I think Star Trek this Friday. Whatever's on the poll tomorrow. I'm going to close the poll tomorrow. That's on the community tab. I've got a poll for a few episodes, and so far Deja Q is winning. So that's
Oh no, not a Q
people have
episode.
people have got until Wednesday tomorrow to change it up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm closing it tomorrow at noon, and that'll be the episode we watch on Friday.
I'll have to get a whole bunch of people to vote against the Q episode. No.
Oh no, I love that Q
No,
episode.
no, I won't do that.
Okay.
But tomorrow, Jill, is my oldest brother's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to your
Yeah.
brother.
My oldest brother, Robert, will be 72.
Wow, 72. That's incredible.
Yep, he'll be 72 tomorrow.
Very, very. Okay, so I have that right here. To him. Where is it? Oh, actually, it's over here.
Except, of course, happy birthday. Surely the best of times.
Yes. Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, it is. It's just a great movie.
It's a great Star Trek movie, and it's just a great movie. It's very well done.
Yes, I'll see you again next Tuesday, in the Twilight Zone.
Indeed.
Learn all that is learnable.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Emma.